Hey there, guitar geeks. Guitar Guts back with a discussion of SG guitars and pickup angles. SG guitars are some of my favorite guitars to play, but one of my pet peeves about their design, especially the ones with this large batwing pickguard on it, is that the pickups don't lie in line with the strings of the guitar. Let me show you what I mean. If you look at the string angle on the SG, the strings are heading down at an angle about like that. But the pickup is setting flat with the face of the guitar. And so the pickup's front end here is way closer to the strings than the back end of that pickup. And there's really no good way to level that pickup out so that it's in line with the strings. Now, other guitars don't have this problem. On Fender and Ibanez guitars, for instance, the bridge and neck are in line with the body, and the strings lie parallel to the body. And so do the pickups. The pickups are mounted on a flat pick guard, and because the neck and the strings are pretty flat, the angle of the pickups match the strings closely, and you don't have a problem. On the SG guitar, if you look at the angle of the neck, I think you can see this, the bridge sits up higher, and then the strings angle down toward a neck that's also angled down in relationship to the body. So Gibson guitars have necks that angle down away from the body, backwards, and that bridge that sits up a little bit higher. Now, Les Paul guitars solve this problem by having pickup rings that bring the pickup up off the face of the body and let it set level. And that solves the problem to some extent. Now, you'll see on this Les Paul, the pickups are not perfectly in line with the strings. But because that pickup ring, the little plastic piece that the pickup sits in, is angled, it's bigger in the back, thinner in the front, it evens up the pickup slant with the strings just a little bit. And so that you don't have quite as much of a problem with Les Paul guitars as you do with SGs. And some SGs are made that way as well. If they've got like the 61 reissues, they'll have that pickup ring instead of the large pick guard underneath the pickups. Now, you can solve this problem a couple of ways. I've heard people describe taking this little adjustment screw out that the pickup screws into and bending it in the center, taking something and bending the screw to where there's a slight bulge in the center of it. It's bent toward one side. And when you do that, as you adjust the pickup up, the screw wobbles back and forth in the slot that it's in and allows that pickup to wobble back and forth in the way that it's oriented. So that's one way to solve it. I don't really like it much because you're bending components and they don't screw up and down as easily. And as the pickup wobbles back and forth, you have to leave it at the correct wobble in order to get the pickup slant right, and that may not be exactly the right height for the pickup. So I've developed a different solution. Didn't come up with this myself, but it's my version of it. I simply take a little bit of foam, like this foam pad that I got with some packing materials. This one happens to have a sticky bottom on it. You can take the paper off on the bottom, and it's got a glue surface on the bottom, which will stick to the bottom of the pickup or the pickup cavity. I simply take that foam, cut me a small piece of it off, about the size of the bottom of the pickup, take the pick guard off of the guitar, and put the foam underneath the pickup down in the pickup cavity. That allows it to press up on the bottom of the pickup and give it a little bit of a lean toward the front of the guitar. Now, in order to do that, sometimes you have to ream out just slightly, not much, but just slightly ream out the holes that the adjustment screw is going through so it can lean slightly toward the front, and that gives it just a little bit more wiggle room in order to let it lean forward. But I'll put a little bit of foam underneath the back of this pickup and then underneath the back of this pickup. That'll lean them slightly forward and get it more in line with the strings. If you don't do that, you end up with a situation where when you try to adjust the pickup, by the time you get the back of the pickup set where you want it, the front of the pickup is actually touching the strings, which is a very bad situation. You can't do that. And so by leaning that forward just a little bit with the foam pad, you're able to get the pickup angle to match the strings a little bit better and get the pickup adjustment where you need it, which equals better tone. Well, that's my thoughts on the subject. If you have an explanation or a cure for the problem that you'd like to share, please leave it in the comment section. Be sure to hit the like button if you like our videos. Thanks for watching.